Yesterday, we led the show with the story that my favorite all-time Knick, Charles Oakley, was arrested and thrown out of Madison Square Garden, proving once again that the Knicks are the worst for all the reasons that we documented yesterday. And today, the Knicks' clueless owner, James Dolan, talked to our good friend Michael Kay on his radio show. And now, really, the Knicks are the worst. We've been saying this forever. We've been saying it all week with the Mello and the Phil tweets, and we said it yesterday. We've been saying it for years. And we also said it when Phil Jackson was hired. The Knicks are the worst. The single most dysfunctional franchise in sports, bar none. Fans of the Browns and the Jets and the Angels and the Sacramento Kings. Anybody else? A distant second. Everybody's laughing at Jim Dolan, who remains the undisputed worst ever in the history of sports. Jim Dolan today banned Charles Oakley from Madison Square Garden. You can't make this up. He banned Charles Oakley from Madison Square Garden. How sickening and backwards is this? Charles Oakley, the heart and soul of the 90s Knicks, should have his jersey retired, hanging from the rafters at Madison Square Garden. Now, Dolan had the nerve and the chutzpah to tell Michael Kay that he's doing it for the safety of fans? No. Come on. He's doing it because Charles Oakley rightly rips and questions how Dolan has embarrassed himself and run this once proud franchise into the ground and made it the laughingstock in all of sports. Jim Dolan then got very nasty and below the belts on the radio with Michael Kay. Very irresponsible. He said that Oakley has anger issues and might have an alcohol problem. That's shameful. And also perhaps slander. And let's just say it's true. Let's say Oakley has a problem. And that's a major, major if. He shouldn't be shamed about it. About a drinking issue on radio? That's just sickening. That's wrong. Oakley banned from the Garden? I don't know. How about Dolan selling the team? That's the only chance the Knicks will ever have. My goodness. By the way, there was even more idiotic takes and sad commentary from the bumbling and stumbling Knicks owner today on Michael Kay's radio show. Like the fact that he takes no responsibility for the Knicks being dreadful on the courts. And he kept saying, ask Phil, when pressed by Michael Kay about the team's failures and Phil Jackson's cryptic tweets. And then Dolan revealed that he actually gave Phil Jackson assurances when he was hired that he would never be demanded to talk to the press. Oh, good. This is why Derrick Rose can go AWOL and Jackson doesn't have any responsibility to talk to the media. Dolan saying today that he won't meddle with his awful, atrocious basketball team because the fans and the media didn't believe it when he said that he would stay away and everyone wanted Phil Jackson? I mean, are you kidding me? Yo, Jim, your team is a dumpster fire. You own the team. Phil Jackson was never qualified to get this job because he never ran a team. Fire him now. You don't have the guts or the savvy to do the right thing. And check the tape. I destroyed the hire, and I wasn't alone. There are many others in the national and New York media who did it as well. And Dolan loves Mello. He is going to let Carmelo Anthony get traded? He's going to leave it up to Phil Jackson on whether or not he trades him? I mean, are you kidding me? What an embarrassment. What a joke. What free agent would ever want to sign and play with the Knicks and play for a Jim Dolan team when he's banning a legend from the Garden and he's letting Phil Jackson destroy Carmelo Anthony? This is insane. This is what happens when you're the most clueless owner in sports. Mello has to know. He wants to stay here, but he has a 0% chance of winning. 0. If I'm Mello, I'd waive the no-trade clause. If Dolan had a clue, he would never let Phil Jackson even think about trading Carmelo Anthony. But therein lies the problem. which was on full display today on Michael Kay's radio show. Jim Dolan is the worst. They don't have a clue. The Knicks are the most dysfunctional franchise in all of sports. And if it wasn't just so darn sad and wrong that Charles Oakley had been banned from the Garden, maybe you would say he's lucky that he doesn't have to watch this team anymore. The Knicks will never, ever be relevant or respected until Jim Dolan sells the team. Adam Silver and the NBA needs to get involved. Enough is enough.